What's happening, y'all? Coach K here, and you are tuned in to DIY Traveler, where I share the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the successes, the failures, all things that have to do with juggling gig work with entrepreneurship, and spoiler alert, just juggling life. Adulting is really what it's all about. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about prioritization and accountability. That word was really hard for me to say, prioritization. Woo, it's a tongue twister. But we're going to talk about prioritization and accountability. And this is stemmed because right now I am going through a major life change. I believe that I was called to be a guide, so to speak, for those who are going through transition. So if you have come to this video, you are likely experiencing a major or a minor transition in your life. This can be turning 13, going from being an adolescent to a teenager. This can be that time where, like, midlife crisis, where you're going from that 30 to 40 range, or maybe for some people it's 40 to 50. This can be you having a child. This can be you entering a relationship. This can be you ending a relationship, or ending a career path, or starting a new career. Whatever transition you may be experiencing, I believe that I have been called to assist those who are going through transitions. And the reason why I believe this is because I am continuously and have continuously experienced transitions throughout my life. Really, honestly, starting since the age of probably 3 to 5, I would say I experienced my first major transition in life. And so that has just continued to happen probably every 2 to 5 years, if I'm really just reflecting back on my life. I'm 38 years old, and about every 2 to 5 years I experience a major change. And now that I am older, some of those transitions happen a lot quicker, this being one of them. And the reason why I feel like they're happening a lot quicker is because some of these things I'm experiencing is overcoming trauma and stumbling blocks and roadblocks that are pretty cyclical in my life or throughout my life, things that I have experienced over and over and over again. And this last one is one that I've experienced probably 10 plus times. I'm actually right now writing a memoir, so to speak, that is going through my life. And so if you want to check that out, you can go to my Substack. I'll have it linked in the description below. I post there, or I do my best to post there every single Tuesday, or at least once a week. So that's going to go through the journey of my life and the things that I've experienced and the transitions that I've gone through. I say all of this to say that accountability is really key when it comes to this, right? And then prioritization is gonna be even more important than accountability, because whenever you're starting something new or whenever you're going through a transition, you really got to think about what is it that is most important that I need to deal with in this moment. So when something, especially when something maybe happened to you suddenly, like you didn't expect it, you didn't see it coming, and now you have to kind of rework your entire life, rework your entire schedule. It's important that you prioritize what you need to be paying attention to at any given moment or any given phase of the transition. And so right now, like I said, I mentioned that I'm going through this transition, and I probably shared in another video. If I have, I'll link it below. But in this particular moment right now, I'm not ready to fully speak on it because I'm still literally going through it. And I'm having to really rethink how I organize my time and go throughout my day and prioritize the things that I need to do in order to go through or get through this particular phase. It's requiring me to rest, right? But it can be hard to rest when you feel like you have so many responsibilities that you need to take care of. So the bills don't stop because the income slows down, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you know that income can fluctuate, especially in the first 3 to 5 years, because you're likely learning something new. Even if it's something that you've done or you've seen done or you've witnessed, once you are the one who is responsible for managing that business, running that business, and managing people maybe, then those priorities start to change. Those responsibilities start to change. And so, like I said, as I'm transitioning through this particular instance in my life, I have set up some things, and I'm like, okay, hey, I need to start reading more, reading the Bible more, praying, and different things like that, as well as I've started a lot of things, but I haven't seen them through to completion. And right now, this particular transition is letting me know that, hey, you need to go finish up some of those things, because you made these promises to yourself, you made these promises to God, you made these promises to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers, whatever the case may be. You have made these promises, you set these things up, but yet you have not completed them. And that's okay, because sometimes you got to pause, reevaluate, and reset. But it is important that you close out some of those chapters. So for me, I have a lot of courses that I have open right now, and I restarted taking one of them, and I realized that I took the first module of this course in 2023, and I'm just now getting back to it, and it's 2026. So 3 years have passed since I've touched this course. And that's because life just keeps on happening. I keep saying, okay, I'll do it when this happens. I'll do it when this slows down. I'll do it whenever. And so the time has come, the slowdown is here. So I have to go ahead and prioritize some of those things that I put on the back burner. So that is going to be what is so important about prioritization, is because sometimes if you don't prioritize the things that you said that you would do, they don't get done. They don't come to fruition. They don't get completed. So you want to make sure that you are evaluating your situation and prioritizing what you need to do on a daily basis. Now, you can get real crazy about it and do it on a hourly basis and all that stuff, but on a daily basis, you should wake up and be like, hey, what are the things that I need to get done today, right? Because in the Bible it says, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And it also says, don't worry about tomorrow, right? You need to worry about that daily bread. Worry about what's going on right now. So every day when you wake up, you already know that you're experiencing transition, and you want to be able to work through this as smoothly as possible, right? Everybody wants the transition to be smooth and seamless. So in order to do that, you need to prioritize. And once you prioritize, then you can look at that accountability piece. Accountability can be a checklist, can be a task list. It can be like, hey, Mom, I want to do this, that, and that. Can you call me once a week? Or, when we have our chats, can you remind me and say, hey, have you done this, that, and the third? This can be a best friend, your co-worker, your business partner, your spouse, whatever the case may be. Your significant other, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, somebody, your grandmother. Like I said, and it can even be just a task list, a checklist, a get-to-do list, or whatever. However you keep track of that. It can be a journal, right? It could just be a piece of paper and you write things down. Or it could be a Post-it note, you write the things down on it. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get every single thing done that's on that list every single day. But it's important to be mindful of what you need to do. So for me, what I'm doing right now is focusing on routines, things that I need to do every single day, things that I have been putting off because, I think this other thing is more important. But the truth of the matter is that the little things are just as important as the big things. So as simple as I can put it, one of the things that I've been doing is making up my bed every single day. If you can't do anything else, when you get out of that bed, simply make it up. That's one less thing you have to worry about, and to some people this may not be that important of a task, but for me it automatically starts my day off with a sense of accomplishing something and completing and seeing something through to completion immediately, especially because this is an area that I need to work on in order to get to this next level in entrepreneurship and in life in general. So think about those little things. Washing the dishes. Once you cook, wash the dishes. Or even if you don't wash the dishes, put all the dishes in the sink and wipe down the counters, right? Or maybe rinse the dishes. Whatever works for you that's going to help you to get that task closer to completion, that's the type of things that you want to start prioritizing. And if you can get a handle on the small things and continuously do them, then it'll be a lot easier to get a handle on those bigger things because you're used to seeing something through to the end. Like I said, once you get a handle on prioritization, then you can really look at that accountability piece. Because if you don't know what you need to do, what are you being held accountable for? So I hope that helps you. This was a long little rant, and I'll see y'all on the next one.